Before we start today's video, I want to mention that 80% of you have not subscribed to the channel. Most of my views come from not subscribed people, so make sure you take the time to go down below and hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying the content. Make sure you hit the like button too if you enjoy the content as well, and enjoy today's episode. What's good, Chaotic Nation? It is your boy Chaos here, coach of the Detroit Red Wings, and we are back with week number 7 of the Premier Draft League Season 5. This is our team builder for the match against Coach Nate and the Heliotales, one of the top-rated teams in the league this season. It should be a pretty interesting matchup, to say the least. So let's break down what Nate's got. We'll see what we got, and that'll be the video. So, Nate's team is currently 5-1 or 3-3. He's sitting at 2 in the division. We're sitting at 4 right now, so it means we're on the bubble of the playoffs, which is really nice. A lot of teams, we have 3 teams sitting at 3-3, so I just have the best differential of the 3 teams there. Honestly, I'm facing number 1 and number 2 the next 2 weeks, so I need to win these matches if I want to solidify my spot. Otherwise, I'm kind of in a weird spot, and I probably won't make it if I don't win. So that's just something I need to be paying attention to, something I'm trying to work through and get through. So let's take a look at Nate's team, and a lot of people know Nate's team because it is the Sun team. It's premiered with a Gmax Venusaur as the Gmax Torkoal for Sunset, Rhyperior, Charizard, Vikavolt, Barraskewda, Rabombi, Bisharp, Heliolisk, Leafeon, Golisopod, and Cherim. One of the big things to note here is Venusaur, Torkoal, and Rhyperior have come every single week. Charizard and Heliolisk have come all but 1 week. So he has a very straightforward and straightforward offensive coming. If he changes it up, good for him. Glad he's trying it, but I think I primarily prepped for those things because I did not see him not bringing those. He built a Sun team. He kind of just drafted the rest as he needed. They work, but some things work better than others. And I think he's kind of figured that out as he's gone through this season. He's sitting at 5-1, so obviously he figured something. Oh, of course we got to start with our lead. We got to start with our boy Colossal here. Actually, our girl. This is the same Colossal from the previous weeks. It is a little bit different because I'm not running weakness policy. I'm running choice specs. So the difference in weakness policy this week is I don't have a way to set it up. Besides, I have one mon in the back that could super effectively hit this thing. I'm not going to do that because I don't think I have the time. Nate's probably... my biggest fear for Nate's team is the lead of Venusaur Torkoal. Venusaur using Hypnosis. If I try to Aqua Jet or something into Colossal to get a weakness policy, he could just put it to sleep. So I'm very concerned about that. So I thought, hey, maybe don't set it up right away. Maybe wait a little bit, and we'll see what we can do. So we have a very fun strategy with Colossal this week. It's running a similar set. I think it's running the exact same move set. Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Ancient Power, and Earth Power. Obvious coverage with Solar Beam and the Sun. It's a great anti-Sun. Gives us a way to deal with some of his water types and the Rhyperior specifically. Earth Power, nice coverage for other rock types and other things in general. And then, of course, Flamethrower and Ancient Power as its stat moves. Ancient Power is nice because we could get the stat boost outside of Gigantamax. Of course, we do have Gmax Volcalith. We decided to go that way. Steam Engine. So there is going to be a strategy with Steam Engine, and we have a Sun team, so fire moves are going to be frequent. If I can get him to mess up with the fire move, we can boost this Colossal to extreme heights, and it'll be really awesome and do a lot of work. The other thing to note about choice specs is I am not locked into a move when I Gigantamax. So if I want to hit something, so this gives Colossal a good first turn Gigantamax, so he doesn't know what I'm bringing. And by that point in time, I could have taken out everything else that could have resisted. Let's say like he has just his fire types left after we're done with the Gigantamax. I haven't locked into a move. I can lock into Ancient Power and just body everything, or I can lock into Earth Power, or if it's water types, I could lock into Solar Beam. Like, there's so many options with choice items on Gigantamax Pokemon that it just works well with Colossal, and I think that it gives me the ability not to have to worry about weakness policy boost. I'm just already there, so I don't have to even set it up. It just goes, which is a little bit different from Colossal in the past, but hey, it works and it'll be fun. Same EV and IV breakdown, 31 in all, except for I think attack, maybe, I don't know what the attack IV is. But it's maxed out in HP, maxed out in special attack. Gonna be doing a lot of damage. Colossal, and it's set up this week. It beats Gmax Venusaur. It's not directly. It beats Gmax Venusaur at +6. I need the speed. That's all I need. I believe that's outside of Sun. So it can beat Rhyperior as long as it's +6 because it needs to outspeed, or if Colossal is above 60% HP, he can one-shot us pretty much below that. So that's what I'm concerned about. It beats Torkoal. It beats Charizard at +6. That's for just outspeeding. It can be Vikavolt, Barraskewda. It beats a lot of things pretty much as long as it outspeeds. So that's the getting off the Steam Engine this week is going to be very clutch for me. It can also beat Barraskewda as long as it's above 50. So that's great. Beats Rabombi, Bisharp, Heliolisk, and a Leafeon and Cherrim. The thing to note about Leafeon is going to be faster in the Sun. But I can beat it if I'm +6 and I have a little bit of a tech in the back to increase my speed another way, that you'll see right now. Because I traded this past week. So at the end of week 6, instead of keeping Lunatone on the team in tier 4, I decided to go with Noctau. I thought Noctau would be a better addition to the team. It gives me a bunch of utility, a bunch of supportive moves, and you're seeing one of those this week with Tailwind. Tailwind is the big one for me this week that I'm going to be working on, because he has a fast team and a slow team at the same time. His max speed, I think it's a Barraskewda at 136, and the Torkoal is sitting at 20. So it's a very wide range. He's got anti-trick room there. He's got super fast speed. So the play here is, as I was mentioning with Colossal, if I'm +6 and in Tailwind, I can outspeed the Leafeon. So that's the point with that, is just to have fast offensive presence on the team. I know trying to run defensive against this team is not going to work, so I got to hit his offense with my own offense. So I have that very much in setup. But I mean, that didn't stop me from building a little bit defensive on some Pokemon. So this is a little bit of a weird set. It's modest, max special attack, almost max HP. It's not quite. Get a little bit more of a special defensive buffer. So that's kind of why it's 248 and 8 instead of 252 and 4. So there's just a little bit of a difference. Of course, Tailwind, Heat Wave, Hyper Voice, and Hypnosis. Originally, I was thinking about running Tinted Lens. It's one of Noctau's ability that gives not very effective moves. Basically makes them super effective at that point. So I thought about doing that with Hyper Voice, and it would be good against the Rhyperior, and I wouldn't take damage. Also, I realized it's a Rhyperior. It's a rock type. It's going to wreck my shop if I get hit. So that's something there. Heat Wave, as I said, there's a lot of fire out on the field, so it's a way to deal with some of the grass types he's bringing. I thought the flying type stab wasn't necessary. I mean, Air Slash, I don't want to deal with misses. Hurricane, I don't want to deal with misses, especially in Sun, because it's lower accuracy, even below 70%. I think it's 50% in Sun. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I went with Heat Wave as a safer option. It also gives me a spread move to help deal with his team. So Noctau's not meant to be offensive. Really, it's more of meant to be a supportive tactician. So if I need to pick up a cheeky kill with Noctau, that's a way I can do it. Heat Wave or Hyper Voice, depending on which one works better. And I do have Hypnosis. It was my final move. I didn't know what else to run. But primarily what Hypnosis does is it shuts down something on his team. So if the Venusaur decides to Gigantamax in the Sun, and I have Tailwind and stuff up, I can try to put it to sleep and shut that down. So it's basically, hey, if I want to be cheeky and try a shot at putting something to sleep, I have that. I am holding Wide Lens to boost the accuracy, not only just for Hypnosis, but also to make sure Heat Wave lands, because I do not want misses on Heat Wave. That would be very, very bad for the team. And so Noctau is going to be primarily there for support, but it can take on Venusaur, Torkoal, Charizard, Bisharp with weird matchups. All of those I think are basically going to be trades, and some require Tailwind. So It just depends on the setup there. Hard counters for Bombi, Cherrim, and Leafeon. So that's the big point with Noctau this week. Next up on the team, we have, of course, it's Modest Nature, yeah. Next up on the team, we're bringing our Rillaboom. This is a different Rillaboom than the one I've been previously bringing, because the one I've been previously bringing is 0 speed IVs. This is 6 IV Rillaboom with all speeds boosted. I wanted the speed stats this week. I thought it was very nice. Also, I didn't show off that I'm using like a bright pink notepad instead of my typical white one because I ran out of sheets on the other one. So that's what we got. But Rillaboom, it's literally the same set. Just changed the speed IV, and I didn't want to have to change a 0 speed IV to a 6 IV to a 31 IV speed stat. So I just bred it and made a new one. But basically the same way: Adamant, max HP, max attack, assault vest, grassy surge, and that's going to be very clutch for us because if I can get this thing in on the Rhyperior, I can one-shot it. The change is the final move typically with this set, and drum beating this week is just a really good option. Not only is it a way for me to do a lot of damage and not have to worry about priority with Grassy Glide, it does 10 base power more, and it also has a -1 in speed on the opponent once they get hit by it. So I can use this for a little bit more of speed control, which is a nice play for Rillaboom to help it out. I did think about drum beating when I drafted this thing. I wanted the way to control speed. Rillaboom is one of the best speed controllers out there, in my opinion, because it has priority in Grassy Glide, stab priority, that's 80 base power and boosted in, terrain, and then drum beating, which also is the opposite, which instead of boosting your own speed, you're lowering your opponent. So I thought that was really nice, and I'm glad I get to bring this tech for at least a match. So what Rillaboom does, it can beat Venusaur, it can beat Torkoal. It is a hard counter to Rhyperior. I calced it. Even with Solid Rock, max defense, it is a one-shot as far as I know. And even if it's not a one-shot, I have something else that's going to be able to take care of it. Like, it's not going to be able to outspeed me next turn. Something can revenge kill it, no problem. So I have plenty of options for Rhyperior, so I'm not really worried about it. It can beat Charizard revenge killing wise. It does not want to deal with Charizard right off the bat, but I do have priority with Grassy Glide and by Charizard. It's a weird matchup for Vikavolt, but can do. It's my big counter to Barraskewda this week. I think it's coming. It's a great counter to my team. It's weird that it's running on the Sun team, but I definitely see it coming. It can beat Rabombi as a revenge killer with Grassy Glide. It beats Bisharp. It's a counter to Heliolisk, and it can beat Leafeon and Cherrim with weird matchups, depending on if it's Sun or not, I think, and Weather Ball shenanigans, because that's going to be annoying. So Rillaboom's a really good bring this week. It counters 3 of the 6 mons I think he's going to be using, mostly because I have priority. So I thought priority is really nice for this matchup, especially when you're using Sun Speed with Chlorophyll, or just fast mons in general with solar power. Having the ability to prioritize your speed and make it first. As I said, speed controls everything in this match today. The match tomorrow. So that is something I wanted to make sure I capitalized on with the team. And next up is a very, very out there pick. And don't crucify me, but if this works, oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. We're having a bit of a weather wars this week. I've seen it not work in the past for some people, but I decided that it would be better to not have him in Sun than to have him in Sun. My answer is my son here, Abomasnow. I refer to him as Barack. So Barack here is going to have has Weather Ball, Grassy Glide, Giga Drain, and Earth Power. My thought process is, as long as Abomasnow is on the field, I have an Ice type Weather Ball at 100 base power, ready to cleave through something. I also did the weird tech this week of making this a mixed Abomasnow. So he does have Grassy Glide. If I need a priority move, I have it in Grassy Glide. And it works as well. It can work exactly beside Rillaboom in that aspect. I also have Giga Drain for healing recovery, and then Earth Power for just coverage on some of the things I can't hit that well. Mostly for the Heliolisk on his team. But yeah, this is Snow Warning, max special attack, a little bit of attack investment, there with Grassy Glide, which is why it's a 248 and not 248.8 and not a 252.4. Quiet nature this week. I don't really need the speed stat. Abomasnow's kind of slow anyway, and the things that it needs to beat are probably going to be faster than it regardless. So Tailwind's a nice help for this. That's kind of what I built it. Abomasnow. The thing about Abomasnow is I need to have the weather. Like it's going to be there for the weather, and I know he's going to be thinking, oh, he has Abomasnow, he's going to use the weather. Yeah, that's the point. So I'm not going to try to hide it. I'm not going to like soundproof and be funny. I'm using snow warning, and you're going to have to deal with it. So have fun. But this thing can beat Venusaur and Tailwind. It beats Torkoal with a weird matchup. Okay, it's a really weird matchup. It's a calc. It's a damage calc, honestly. And some we just need to have a little bit of damage on the Torkoal to beat it. It can beat Rhyperior. It's a very good counter to Rhyperior. It's a little bit slow, but it can also one-shot it, so that's a thing. 2, it can fight Vikavolt. It's weird. It beats Barrascuda and Grassy Terrain because I can use Grassy Glide. It beats Rabombi in Sun because that's the other thing about Weather Ball is even if I don't have my weather up, I have a fire move then. So I'm kind of playing off of that too. So I can beat Bisharp with the same strat with in Sun as well. But I also want Tailwind there. It beats Heliolisk, it beats Leafeon, and it beats Cherrim. So pretty good cover for a lot of his grass types here, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring it. It's a nice little back door that a lot of people don't really think about. And you probably wouldn't look at my team and be like, he's bringing Abomasnow this week to actually do something, more or less. The facade here is, this is an Abomasnow to get rid of Sun. That's the facade. That's all it is. The rest of it is Abomasnow is just pure power, and he's going to destroy things. Our penultimate team member is Ice Cube, or Arctozolt. I didn't name it in the game, but I named it on my calc. So, it's got Bolt Beak, Icicle Crash, Rock Slide, and Bulldoze. The trick about this is it's Slush Rush. So, I have that Hail Facade right there. I'm bringing Arctozolt and Abomasnow, 2 ice types versus a Fire Sun team. Am I crazy? Yes. Have I been tested and they told me I'm not crazy? That is also true. I'm not actually like... So we're fine. But I thought this would be really nice if I want to take advantage of the hail. What better way to do it than exploit the speed? So I have more speed control here with Arctozolt. Because Slush Rush gives me basically gives me a choice scarf in hail. And so I'm taking advantage of that and I'm running Life Orb. So it's going to be fun. So we're going to plow through things with Life Orb as long as I can land them. Bolt Beak's going to be extremely powerful with the speed. Icicle Crash. Good stab move. Rock Slide to deal with things like Charizard, other fire types on the team if I want to try to get a Flinch Axe. And if I miss a move, I have Bulldoze as a nice technician in the back to do a crap ton of damage. Also is another way for me to counter the Heliolisk. With the sets, Arctozolt can take on Gmax Venusaur. It's a really... Oh my god, it's a calc. It's a big calc. It beats, though, Venusaur and Hail, so that's fun. Because Venusaur speed stat goes crap, our speed stat goes burr, and one Icicle Crash later, you can imagine what happens. It beats Charizard in the hail. I just need the speed. It can beat Vikavolt. Vikavolt's a weird matchup just in general this week, so just know that. I really don't have a way to counter it. Barrascuda, it beats in hail. It beats Rabombi in hail. It beats Heliolisk in hail. Leafeon in hail is question mark. Leafeon is a big way to deal with this Arctozolt. It depends on how it's built, honestly. The good thing is I don't really expect Leafeon, so if it comes, I just have to note that it could outspeed me in hail, but it's weird. It can beat Golisopod as a revenge killer. One of the big things on this team is Golisopod just coming in and hitting first impression. It's so powerful and annoying that I don't like it. It also can beat Heliolisk, I guess. Inhale, yeah, I already said that. And then also beats Cherrim, it shuts down the Sun form, and one shot, of course, it's grass type. So that's Arctozolt's set. It's going to be interesting with this thing. And last but not least, finally get to bring back my friend. That's not the right one. Where is he at? My friend Lantern. There he is. So Lantern's coming back this week. I'm running an interesting set. I got Expert Belt, Volt Absorb. Volt Absorb is literally just there to shut down the Heliolisk. It is also a this is also a fun mon this week because it gives the facade of, is it Volt Absorb, is it Water Absorb? So having this in the back, if Barraskewda comes, I make Nate question if I am running Water Absorb to shut down the Barraskewda, because honestly, it's just a good way for him to, a good mon for him to bring against my team. Also, the Lantern is primarily also going to be used to sort of debate the Colossal setup off the bat. So hopefully he kind of is like, oh crap, Colossal. I want him to think that Colossal is leading. I want him to think that. So Lantern's here to help out with that aspect too. I'm running just stabs this week. Skull for burns, offensive. T-Bolt for offensive. Volt Switch as a pivot, as well as gives me positioning advantage there. And then I have Soak, which is a fun defensive utility. A lot of my mons on my team are super effective against water types, so and or have a way to deal with water types. So I have the ability to, if something is causing me issues, Bisharp, for instance, is a big one. I don't really have a lot of counters to that. So if Bisharp is causing me an issue, I can Soak it. It's a water type. I can hit it with up-team grass or electric moves, and it dies. So that's a little bit of a tech I run this week. It was really annoying to get because it's an egg move, and I freaking hate egg moves because of it. But Lantern is built a little bit weird for a Lantern. It is max HP, max defense, modest nature with a little bit of investment in special attack. I've built this thing. This is the more defensive member of the team. I thought it would be more useful having it defensive, and it also serves some good roles with the team in general because of it has a good, this typing is just amazing on it. Lantern's primary thing is to deal with Torkoal. It can beat Rhyperior without Sun, beats Charizard, Barraskewda, Rabombi, Bisharp with Soak, Heliolisk. If I want to use Soak to get rid of the Hyper Voice Throat Spray strategy. Wow. The Hyper Voice Throat Spray strategy. Try to say that fast. Jeez, I can't talk. That's a way to shut it down. It's also my counter to Golisopod. I needed something to deal with Golisopod, so here it is. T-Bolt, blop, bye. And he can't really damage me that much. That's why it's built defensive, honestly, too. So that's the team. Let's go over what I think he's bringing. The easy one, as I've already mentioned, he's brought 5 of the Pokemon every week, pretty much. So I definitely expect the typical Sun Corp with Venusaur, Torkoal, Rhydon. I always say Rhydon. Venusaur, Torkoal, Rhyperior, Charizard, and Heliolisk, I definitely think are coming. The final spot is what I'm questioning. I really think Barraskewda is going to be a good play this week. I think Bisharp also has an interesting matchup. Golisopod has an interesting matchup, and Vikavolt also has a pretty good matchup against my team. But I definitely am expecting the Barraskewda as a way to start to deal with my Colossal. I think he's going to be thinking he's going to run G-Max Colossal. We got to shut down that G-Max Colossal. Barraskewda is going to knock him out because I'm Choice Banded. I got Aqua Jet. I got Liquidation. I can destroy this Colossal as long as he's not set up. And I'm like, okay, cool. Not really. I got ways to deal with it, but okay. So I definitely think that's going to be the strategy. I don't see him not bringing Torkoal. I don't see him not bringing Venusaur. And I don't see him not bringing Rhyperior. Those are the core 3 members of his team. Charizard's a nice bring for fast offensive. And it also is going to be a big scare to my team. That's the big thing that is kind of worrying. I brought a lot of things weak to fire. I brought 2 grass types and 2 ice types between Rillaboom, Abomasnow, and Arctozolt. So I really have to get the speed control down, and if that fails, I probably lose. So that's a big thing this week, is just trying to get speed control. And I mean, Charizard also has good coverage. Like it can run Solar Beam in the sun, and that covers the Lantern, that covers Colossal, and then what, a Rock move? Noctow's not that bulky. You can take on a Rock. I can take on a Noctow. So, like, Charizard can kind of sweep my team, which is a little bit of annoyance, but I expect it to sit in the back and not really do anything off the bat, which is the big thing. So here's the fun part about this this strategy this week, is the strategy is super just, it has to work or I lose. that's the kicker. Of course, you see the big strategies with Colossal and Arctozolt. They're both sweeper mons. So if Colossal would happen to fail early, I have Arctozolt in the back with Hail. Fair enough. If I need speed control, I got Noctow with Tailwind. I got Rillaboom and Abomasnow with priority. And then Ice Cube and Hail is very fast with Slush Rush. So I have a lot of speed control around the team to deal with things. Noctow, Rillaboom, and Abomasnow are probably going to be the abusers of the speed because they have priority and or set up speed for the other team members. The big strategy this week is the anti-lead. I usually don't focus lead matchups that much. This week, I felt like I needed to. Without winning this lead matchup, I lose. That's the thing. Because you have Sun for 5 turns. If it's not Heat Rock, if it is Heat Rock, it's 8 turns. And 8 turns is plenty of time for a Sun team just to win a battle. So I have to shut that down. My lead matchup here, and it's not going to be the first 2 Mons like I usually do in these breakdowns. It's actually the lead actually this week is Noctow Rillaboom. Strategy. So the reason it's Noctow Rillaboom this week, I want to get the speed up. So Noctow leads, threatens with Hypnosis, threatens with a flying type move on the Venusaur, so it makes it think about being in the match. But I'm honestly, I don't even look at what's on the other side of the field with Noctow. I hit Tailwind. I want the speed. I need to get that speed going. Rillaboom's sitting on the other side, and Rillaboom is just going to switch out. The strategy with that is I want them to target down Rillaboom. I want them to be like, oh, he gave us a free Rillaboom. This Noctow's probably not going to do anything. Maybe set up Tailwind, but I can deal with that. You know, let's take out the Rillaboom. If it's Venusaur and Torkoal, we could see the double fire coming off. It could be a Weather Ball Venusaur, and then Heat Wave, which I know is the move he runs on Torkoal. That together does 22.1% to Colossal. And why I'm calcing for Colossal is because Rillaboom's switching to Colossal. You see, I want to get that speed control. So the big play here is to get them jebaited with the Rillaboom, switch into Colossal. He's probably gonna. So the other thing is he probably thinks I'm gonna switch into Abomasnow, so he's gonna want to hit me with fire moves. You see where I'm going with this? I get hit with a fire move for 20% of my health. I'm +6 in Tailwind, and I have a G-Max Colossal ready to pop off. So I'm set up that way. I can also calculate for some other things in case he wants to be a little bit cheeky with Sludge Bomb instead of Weather Ball. It's 34.1%. If neither of those are the thing, I lose. so if he doesn't hit me with Weather Ball or Sludge Bomb, I lose. My other thought process is I really wanted to bring out Creamy this week just because I wanted something to be utility. Noctow does have Heal Bell, but I thought Hypnosis might be a better option. I'm not too worried about the sleep, honestly. I looked at the Venusaur and he doesn't have enough move slots. He has too many move syndrome, where you have 5 moves but you only have 4 move slots. So he's either he's going to be running a Grass move, probably Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb for Poison Stab. So those are 2 guarantees, and then the other 3 just depend on what he needs. Does he want to run Earth Power for Colossal? Does he want to run Sleep to be cheeky? Does he want to run Weather Ball to take advantage of the Sun? What is the thing? I kind of see Sleep and Earth Power because that's what he's run in the past. I don't really see the Weather Ball coming, but I'm hoping for it. So we'll see. And definitely with Colossal sitting there, he's definitely going to want to have Earth Power. So the big thing is I just need to get this Torkoal to attack off the bat, and that's the big thing. So I'm showing a little bit of come hit me, so that way they come hit me. That's the point. It's a really weird lead. As I said, if it doesn't work out, I'm kind of screwed over. But that's why the Hail team's in the back. So I might sacrifice Colossal to set up the Hail team, but that's about what I got. And that's the team. So this is a bit longer of a video. I know that. I have a lot of stuff to break down this week. Honestly, my roughest team build yet. I thought last week was pretty bad. This week was a lot worse. in many ways, because the Sun team's coming, but there's just not a lot you can do about it. Especially with my team, my team's built more outside of weather, and I don't really have the whole weather gimmick. I mean, I sort of have the hail in the back, but again, like, hail is not good to bring against fire because it's fire and it's just gonna burn it up, and we don't want that this week. That might be my slogan, but that's not what we want this week. Unless it's Colossal, then Colossal can burn it up all he wants. Everyone else, no. He's the only thing allowed to use the fire moves and do damage. No, I need to hit with fire moves. So that is the big strategy. Hopefully everything works out. It's not my favorite way to run into this battle, but I'm hoping that this is a once and done. I hope I don't have to fight Nate again in playoffs. There's a good chance Nate makes playoffs. Saying he is 5-1. We have 2 matches left, which would at worst put him at 5-3. And that would be where we're sitting too. So that's the thing. So we gotta look into those kind of things and hope this is a one-time shenanigan, because if I have to do this fight again, I'm probably not gonna do so hot. Let's be fair. So I hope that works out. Check out the battle tomorrow if you want to see if the team works out. I honestly have no idea. And of course, if you guys want to support us, you can get yourself some PDL merch. We got shirts with logos for Season 5. We got mugs, everything. You can check all that out in the description down below for more ways to support, and that will directly go back into the league. So feel free to help out with that. And we'll see you guys tomorrow in the match. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this team builder. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more content from us here. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss the match tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the battle tomorrow with Nate and the Heliotales. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. So until then, my name's Chaos, and I'm signing off. Stay safe, and as always,